Welcome. The bottom line, what we're seeing is a result of a policy in Egypt, specifically the violence that we're seeing is a policy of leading from behind, embracing thugs and those that will support terrorism. We have made the determination that somehow it would be smart to embrace the Muslim Brotherhood. Obviously, President Obama is unaware or doesn't believe what they wrote in the project about what they see as acceptable means to garnering power. We ignored the history, most recently, of when they got into power and their violations of the Constitution. So I sit back and think to myself, well, what is this? Does this mean that we now have to embrace the Muslim Brotherhood and make sure they're part of the next process? No, the first thing we need to do, defeat the Muslim Brotherhood. Eradicate the Muslim Brotherhood. That's what needs to happen. To make sure, maybe they can come under the banner of the Muslim Brotherhood, but in order for them to do that, the banner needs to change and they need to absolutely reject what they have been. I guess the name change would have to take place as well. Bottom line is, why is it our obligation to invite those who have no respect for the system that we are inviting them in? And when they have been given an opportunity to have power, they have abused it. Let's start defending our values. Let's stop apologizing for the right answer. Let's start defending Israel and stop asking them to make concessions to terrorists who seek to destroy them and won't even recognize their state. Let's start having a policy where our allies are treated as our friends and our enemies are treated as our enemies. And we speak to why they are our enemies. Why they are our enemies. Because what they believe and what we believe will never be congruent. Because their belief is intolerant of our belief. And that is expressed in how they deal with criticism. That is expressed with their intolerance for others having a different religion and not having the same status in their countries. Dhimmi status. Let's call it out for what it is. Here it is. A culture that is built on Islam versus a culture that is built on a Judeo-Christian foundation. The Judeo-Christian foundation yields a culture that is far superior to one built on Islam. And we need to detail that and talk about it rather than apologize for it and fear that we will offend those who are engaging in these practices of terrorism and subjugation and who have countries that are run by Islamist dictators and Islamist regimes. Stop apologizing for the right answer. Start having a policy based on our values and speaking to those who share our values or desire a place where there are protections for them to have the freedom to disagree. Natan Sherinsky called it the town hall test. Check out the book, A Case for Democracy. Bottom line, President Obama is under the belief that we have caused our enemies to hate us because of Gitmo or because of imperialism and empire building. You need to get your history right, Mr. President. We are the great liberator. And while we're not perfect, compared to any other, we're the best thing going. And every time you don't step up and defend that history and legacy, you're hurting America. And you're our commander-in-chief. You are our president. So start having a foreign policy that reflects our values. Start talking about not ending wars, but winning wars. Start having a press conference every week for answering questions about the progress and the happenings of our soldiers on the front lines and of the war. That's just a place to start. I got a lot of mo, but I got to go. Crane Durham's Nothing But Truth. AFR Talk. Appreciate you listening. This is Crane After. I'll see you tomorrow.